Good morning. It's October 2nd, 2021. It's about 7:15 and John and I are going out to Owl's Head today because it's raining. And we're starting at Lincoln Woods. So here's a little view on the way out of the Pemigewasset. Leaves are starting to change. We've got light rain. It's pretty. We'll see how it is on the slide. Okay. All right, we are at Black Pond. And I don't know if you can see on the surface of the water, it's raining. Right there is West Bond, and then this point and ridge is Bond Cliff. And the cloud is kind of covering Bond, which is just slightly visible, I think, behind there. But it's lovely. I wish it weren't raining, but it's still nice to be in the woods. There's a few other people heading out this way. All right, and there's John fixing his pack so stuff doesn't get wet. All right, next stop. Well, we're gonna walk along a brook. I think it's Franconia Brook. Maybe it's Lincoln Brook. I have to look. I should know, and I don't remember. And we have to do one big water crossing and then climb a slide. All right, there we go. Okay, I don't know what kind of mushrooms these are. I don't think I've ever seen anything that looks like this. They are awesome, but there are so many. And this is like, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches. It's big. Look at, they go all the way. They're here. All the way into around this tree, out into the woods around the next tree. They're even up there. It's crazy. Okay, and we're off. Okay, we are, I think more than halfway, but we've been going right along here, which I do believe is Lincoln Brook. Take a look. I think I would know by now, but it's either Lincoln Brook or Franconia Brook. I can't remember. But we have to do one water crossing on it, which is usually a little tricky to stay dry. So I think we'll be getting wet today, maybe. But that's okay. A lot of the trail is going to be muddy and wet too, so we'll see how it goes. There's John. Let's see. And here I am. A little sweaty. It's about 50 degrees out and light rain. So we've been running as much as we can, so that's why we're so sweaty. Once we start climbing the slide, I think we're going to be cold. We'll have to layer up, but you can see there's active drainage coming off the trail right up here. Yeah, there's going to be lots and lots of mud the closer we get to Owl's Head also. And roots, wet roots are not your friend. Very, very slippery. So, all right.
So this is the Owl's Head slide. We've done this before. Today is kind of a wet day, light rain. So we got on our light rain protection. And we're going slow so we don't soak them down with sweat. The trail here is steep, and floating unsure. But fortunately, this is only like, well, we're about 8/10 of a mile from the summit. So I think that this slide is about 3/10 of a mile.
How far is it?
8/10.
No, how long is the slide?
I said 3/10.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the leg that meets up with where the Bruce Bushwhack is,
Yeah.
that leg is 3/10, and we're on it now.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's the slide,
Yeah,
but
that's a slide. Okay. Good. Maybe we'll get a view.
well, 3/10 when you're climbing up steep stuff feels like a lot.
We're not on the steep stuff yet either.
What?
Nope.
This feels steep to me.
Oh, but it feels loose. Good slide. That's the steep stuff up there.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That up there. Which doesn't translate well in video, but
I can't remember which side
It's-
we need to hug.
quite steep.
I think it's the right side.
This is what we just came down right here. Ooh.
That was not as wet as I thought it was going to be.
Okay. So, I'm gonna use both hands now. More in a bit.
I think that one's the easier.
Yep,
Are you videoing?
I am. Say hi.
Okay, we are on the slide now, sort of the bottom portion. And there's a little bit of, well, now that, as soon as I took this out, the clouds rolled right in. You can climb if you want, John. But it's not actively raining right now. And we are still on the part of the slide that has like loose stuff. I believe there's a little section that's just rock that we should be getting into shortly.
You think that the trail curves around to the right there?
It does, yes. All right, so leaves are starting to change. Not really very many reds, but a good amount of yellows everywhere. I wish that cloud was sort of blowing through. Hopefully it'll clear out a little bit so we can see the Lincoln slide, but I'm not very hopeful of that.
When I come to you, will you smile at me?
I will if I'm looking at you. This is
Okay, now.
this is the one of the viewpoints on the Owl's Head slide, looking at the backside of Franconia Ridge. And the summits are obviously on the cloud. And the clouds are just moving so fast. It's pretty cool. Normally you have a nice view of the Lincoln slide and you can't even tell where it is, which is really strange to me. But I guess that the summits are actually higher than you think. But looking back here, you can really see the cloud coming in. It's cool. And it is not raining right now. Lovely. This is our view. We just climbed up. Actually, we came up right over here. Beautiful. Okay, well, we summited Owl's Head, and I don't think I shot a video up there because there was nothing to see. We were totally in a cloud, and as we were coming off, the rain picked up in intensity, and I would say it's moderate right now. I mean, we both put on rain gear, and the trail is good and wet. I mean, it was wet already, but it's really wet. And we have given up trying to keep our feet dry, so I have. Not worth it. So that's what we're dealing with now. But that was an enjoyable hike. It's not over yet, but the hard stuff is. I think it's nice in the fall to get the leaves, and you do get that view if you go up the slide. Although we got a pretty good partial view today due to the weather, but shortly after we summited, or before it even, I think all the clouds had rolled in. So, because there's another view off to Bond Cliff and West Bond that I was going to try to go see, but it was just a wall of white, so we didn't do that. Not worth it. Anyway, so now we're in the rain, but that's okay. I just don't want to slip. Oh no, that's not a good place to go. Roots are always very slippery, and when they're wet, they're super slippery. Okay. Leaves also don't help. And even rocks can be slippery. So, anyway, that's where we are now. We're heading back to the Black Pond Bushwhack, which should be coming up pretty soon. Then we'll be out at Black Pond. I'll probably shoot another video there just to see the difference a couple hours make. And then back to Lincoln Woods. We're running as much of it as we can now. So we'll be back, I don't know, probably in 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Depends on if we can run anything on the Bushwhack. Anyway, and that's Lincoln Brook right next to us. Okay, it's 10 after 1, and we are back at Black Pond. Oh yeah, it's raining considerably harder than it was this morning. Let's see. And this morning we had a view of the bonds, and now there's no view. Everything's just sucked in. All right. I was hoping to see a moose, because, I mean, wouldn't you think they would love this? There's only a few people out. All right, so we're about 3.5 miles from the car, and we're gonna run the bulk of it because it's mostly flat. All right, next stop, Lincoln Woods. Okay, we just finished up. We're back at Lincoln Woods. John is on the bridge amongst the whole mess of tourists. And I think it's around 2 o'clock. So it's not bad. We started at 7. So pretty good. Let's see. Another view. That is, I think that's Mount Pink, I think. No views. All right, all done.